10 years ago, we lived through some of the most intense paranormal activity imaginable. That led us to research haunted locations and capture evidence proving the existence of supernatural beings.
Okay, can you, both classes, you're gonna leave tonight.
And help our families being tormented as we once were.
Kids along too.
And what we discovered is that the South Coast is wickedly haunted.
That was incredible. That's what I'm talking about. That's proof. Welcome to Wickedly Haunted on New Bedford Guide. I'm Todd.
I'm Marissa.
This week we have an awesome episode for you. We're so happy to be back. We went to Rolling Hills Asylum a couple weeks ago in East Bethany, New York. It was about an 8-hour drive. It was a place we had wanted to go for a very long time. We had seen it on a lot of different ghost shows. And before we get started, we're going to just run a quick intro to give you a quick idea of what's coming up and a little bit of the history of this massive complex.
Oh my god!
What?
Dude, does you think that this thing just flew to the room?
Okay, head. Oh, another creepy thing. They're flying everywhere, Marissa. They're all over the place in here.
Sammy, can you turn on the light if you conjured things in this room? Bad things? Did you conjure things here? Look, she's the light went right. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Whoa, buddy. What are you doing?
Sally House. Sally House? What the?
That's not good. Now that's what I call proof.
Welcome to Wickedly Haunted. We are so excited to bring you this episode because we are standing in front of what, Marissa?
Rolling Hills Asylum.
And where is that?
We're in East Bethany, New York.
Once the Genesee County Poor Farm opened up in 1829, the place is insane with paranormal activity. This building right here that you see us in front of actually is the Genesee County Infirmary, which was built on the same site in 1938. It's all part of the same complex. There was a tuberculosis ward here at one point, and then the Poor Farm became a nursing home, the Genesee County Nursing Home. So many, many, many layers of death, misery, mistreatment, horror. Poor Farms back then, if you didn't know, was where they sent people with alcohol problems, mental issues. Poor people, orphans, widows, women were not allowed to own property back then. How does that make you feel?
That's just not right.
Okay, so if you lost your husband and he was a farmer,
And I got sent here.
okay, they took your property, your money, and you got sent here with criminals, insane people, and other poor people that just happened to be sent here. Back then there was no welfare system. It's just a horrible, horrible, horrible way to treat people. And then this was a hospital, so we know what happens at hospitals. A lot of trauma, death happens there. And then the nursing home, unfortunately, you know, people go there, they're 60, 70, 80 years old, and they don't leave, they pass away. We have 1,700 confirmed deaths here. The records are very spotty back in the day, so there's probably double that in the amount of unconfirmed deaths here. They even have a cemetery here that they don't know where it is, so you have all sorts of unrecognized graves, all layered into one big paranormal soup that we are dying to get into. So we came here early to get some shots and pictures of the outside before it opened up, and we are about an hour away to get into this place. So buckle up, because Wickedly Haunted is about to get real crazy. Rolling Hills Asylum. We've been waiting how long? Years. And we are finally here. Wickedly Haunted. Woo! Yeah! Yeah! All right, that place, as far as paranormal activity goes, spirits, entities, or any sort of activity you could ever think of, was incredible.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Nonstop.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, obviously, wherever we go, the activity tends to pop off, but that place was exceptional with the paranormal activity. The complex was massive, 5,300 square feet. Just absolutely huge. A tunnel system underneath 2 buildings. One was a hospital.
One was a poor farm. We had tuberculosis sanitarium in there. Became a nursing home. Pretty much anything involved with misery, sadness, and death. That place had it. Absolutely had it.
Yeah.
The intro you just watched, okay? While we were reviewing the video to make sure everything was tightened up and there was no mess ups in it and the music wasn't louder than the voices and all that good stuff, Marissa, with her keen eyes, noticed something really freaky in that video just watched, okay? And we're about to show you this clip. The window on the lower staircase on my side, okay? You're going to see something really, really insane there. The funny thing is
while we were there, while we were doing our, taking our photos and stuff, Todd kept saying that he heard something. He heard like tap, 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 tap. And I'm like, I don't hear anything over here. What do you mean? You could only hear it on his side, I guess. So we kind of thought nothing of it or whatever. We looked at the back window, thought it was behind us, nothing. So we didn't see anything. And then we watched this video.
I thought it sounded like a woman's fingernail tapping on glass,
Yeah,
okay?
like,
I thought it was the doors behind me, but now that I think about it, Marissa couldn't hear it. It was on my side, and it was really only kind of in my left ear. These strange things happen in the paranormal world where one person will hear something other people won't, but I think it just had more to do with this was on my side of the staircase, and the apparition of this woman you're about to see, we believe was the one tapping on the glass. So let's roll the next clip with the spirit behind the glass and get ready to get freaked out. As Marissa and I just explained to you, while we were filming this video, in the lower window being pointed out by the arrow, we captured an apparition accidentally. During the review of this intro clip, Marissa caught this apparition and pointed it out to me. As we were watching this on the big screen TV, I could not believe my eyes, and honestly, neither could she when she saw it up close. What you're watching is absolutely incredible. It is a full-bodied apparition. She is in a white dress, has long, stringy hair, kind of like the woman from The Ring, and it is absolutely mind-blowing. She repeatedly moves her face closer to the glass and pulls it away, and you can see in the background that there is a light that keeps turning on and off at the top of the window. Well, what that is a lit doorway and a second shadowy figure moving back and forth across the doorway. You can see his head right now. It is completely and totally out of control, incredible. Call it what you want. You're about to see this scene now blown up. As with any video blown up, it becomes a little pixelated, but you are still going to be able to make out what we're talking about, and you are not going to believe your eyes. You are watching that same video replayed, enlarged quite a bit so that you can see what's going on inside the window. The arrow just pointed out an apparition in a white gown with black, long, stringy hair. What we believe the white thing was that just flew up the window was the apparition's hand being pressed up against the glass. What's really freaky about that is you can see it repeatedly being pushed up against the window as if she's trying to get our attention. Also, while Marissa and I took still pictures on those very steps after the shooting of this video, I heard what sounded like a woman's fingernail tapping on the glass to get our attention. We think that it must have been this apparition trying to get us to look down at her in the window and maybe provide her with some help. If you have this picture blown up enough and not watching it on a cell phone, you can see that her face seems to get pressed up against the glass several times and blown up. What's even better seen in this is that doorway in the background with the shadow figure repeatedly walking back and forth in front of it, blocking out the light. This is a paranormal investigator's dream to catch something like this, accidentally or on purpose. I can't believe we caught this. I can't believe Marissa noticed it. And I'm so happy to be able to show it to you. Okay, so first off, it really should have been called Spirits Behind the Glass Window, because there was a little light in the top corner of that window, which happened to be a doorway, like in the room past the hall. So there's like She was in a room up against the glass. Then there was the doorway to that room, then a hallway. Then the doorway across the hallway was lit up. Something was walking back and forth that was a pure shadow. You could see its head at one point. It would completely block out the light, then reveal some of the light as it went back and forth. So to catch an apparition and a shadow figure accidentally in a video is a paranormal investigator's dream.
Yeah, it was the light that caught my eye. And then when I realized, oh my God, there's a woman right here. That's so wild.
She changes shape. Her face pops up close to the window. Honestly, we saw it best on our 65-inch smart TV that we have our computer hooked up to that we can like proof the videos on after. If you have a smart TV that you can either pull up the YouTube app when we put it on there, not YouTube, if you pull up the Barefoot Guide Facebook app, or if you cast your phone to it, and you can watch it there, you'll freak out. You will freak out. She puts her hand up against the window behind, like where the crossbars are several times. You can see her hand. A white thing goes up in the beginning. That's her hand.
I see, she puts her arms like this, like on like the windowsill almost. And then you'll
freaky.
see her arm like this, like that. It's really.
She looks like the woman from The Ring. Look up a picture of The Ring.
Or was it Grudge or whatever?
No, it's The Ring.
Oh, okay. Well, black, straggly hair like that, and almost like her head's down because you can't see
the white dress.
See her eyes. But you see the long white dress, dark black, thin hair that was like, straggly. But
it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Cool.
So Rolling Hills Asylum. Remember, we're walking around the place in the absolute pitch black. The hallways are freaky. I mean, you're walking past room after room after room, and it feels like somebody's standing in the doorway of every room, just like staring at you. We like that sort of thing. It was pretty awesome. Like whoever had the night vision camera had the advantage for sure. I bought a pair of like eyeglasses because I wear glasses to read that have LED lights on them, so I could see. Because Marissa carried the camera, I had this huge softball backpack full of equipment. I mean, we walked around there. Marissa had 3 bags hanging off of her, and we went from one end of the place to the other, from the tunnels to the 3rd floor. We were everywhere. So this next video is kind of a compilation of some weird things that we ran into in the hallway system there.
Trying to find a room.
Trying to find one of the rooms, yes. I'm trying to find any of the famous rooms there. They don't give you a map.
No, we didn't get a map.
There's no map. So
and it's a huge building.
Yeah, a map would have been nice.
Pitch black. So
but there are little like things on the doorways, and we were trying to find this one room called the Vortex Room because, as you know, obviously we have a Vortex spirit box, and that room supposedly had some sort of portal in it.
To check it out.
We seem to come across portals a lot for some reason. So we wanted to see what would happen if we put one of these in it, our power plant energy box that we use, which I'll get into in a few. But basically, we want to see what would happen if we put a couple of these in there. They basically blast out energy for ghosts to feed off of. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's run the next video so you can see how freaky the hallways are there. Way to find the infirmary at Rolling Hills Asylum, Marissa and I became hopelessly lost within the labyrinth of tunnels within this 50,000 square foot behemoth of a double building complex.
The bad. He stops.
No, it doesn't. No, it does kind of look it. Weird orbs. Did I go with the V2? Didn't understand again.
No, I think we could explain it now.
They don't. They knew the show. In this slow motion and enlarged clip of that scene, you will see what I saw. If you watch the white French doors at the end of the hallway, when they clear up, you can see they're stark white. Soon, you will start to see what looks like a shadow person peeking out from that area, back and forth as I'm walking down. I saw this with my own eyes, and only it wasn't blurry and pixelated. I saw it in live, in living color, and it looked to me like a real person was peeking in and out and standing in that area. Come to find out in a second, the person wasn't at the end of the hallway. They were actually peeking out from a lower staircase on the left-hand side, which you are about to see. The shadow people that roam these hallways are famous at Rolling Hills and are called peekers for their habit of peeking in and out of doorways and staircases. In the first still shot, you're seeing the clean French white doors at the end of the hallway. Remember, it's pitch black in here, so I can hardly see anything. I would not have seen the shadow figure being pointed out had it not been for the contrast against those doors, but that's not the end of this. As we walked up the ramp, we found out that the shadow person was not at the end of the hallway. It was actually hiding in the lower staircase to the left-hand side, as you're about to see pointed out by the purple arrow. There she was, hiding down there and trying not to be seen by us. In slow motion at about 25% speed, you will really get to see the shadow person hiding down at the end. She even moves backwards here real quick in an effort to not be seen, hiding in the lighter shadow. Remember, it's pitch black in here, so for this person to be casting any shadow at all is incredible. So that shadow person is actually standing in the shadow of the staircase. You can see the shadow of the railing right here on the left by the blue arrow is much lighter than that shadow person was. In the still shot, you can see how it even looks like this person is wearing a dress. And here in the still shot, you can definitely see the contrast between the two shadows.
The vortex room.
You found it?
That's what this is.
Let's go. Okay, so we just found the vortex room. So you know what that means. Time to power things up, get things going. If there are any spirits, entities, dead people, supernatural beings here that would like to communicate and would like lots and lots of free energy, come down to this room here. I'm going to put out boxes of energy for you to feed off of so you can interact with us. All of you come down. Give us a few minutes while we set up, I'll turn them on. Marissa came up with the great idea to film this hallway, as the second floor hallway is known to have lots of shadow figures, as we just witnessed in the previous video. Wait till you see what this hallway Static X camera captured. You are not going to believe your eyes. Watch this floating head fly past the hallway. Now in slow motion, see it again. It goes right into the room across the hallway. It moves with intelligence. Here, in slow motion, it looks like the head is almost walking without a body. Wow. Now that you have seen our two creepiest hallway paranormal activity videos, check out this creepy non-paranormal activity video so you can get an idea of what was flying around this place while we were in the other room setting up. You're not going to believe this one. Our V2 SLS 3D mapping camera uses a sonar type technology which bounces out an infrared signal which hits solid objects. When they come back to the receiver, it uses advanced software algorithms to create the image of that object. So those orbs you see flying across the screen have to be solid in one way, shape, or form in order for them to map out in the way that they're doing. Watch as it looks like a small shadow person jumps in midair. His body is cut in half by the edge of the screen. This is super slow-mo. It even causes the screen to blank out. So while we were setting up the vortex room, you saw what our 4K camera was doing in the hallway. You saw what our V2 SLS camera was catching facing the doorway. Now let's see what the handheld infrared camera Marissa was holding in the room caught during this time frame. Keep in mind that with the exception of a couple lights, we are setting up in almost pure pitch darkness and have no clue all this activity is taking place around us. If it wasn't for someone looking through a camera or us seeing it in evidence review, we would never know it was there. Now that you've seen what happened walking to the vortex room and setting up the vortex room, let's get ready to see what happened during the actual investigation, as if all this activity wasn't crazy enough. Okay, so as we were setting up the vortex room, Marissa was doing a great job of shooting the infrared camera that you saw, and inviting all the spirits into the room. You saw me call out to them and invite them to come in and enjoy energy. Okay, spirits are made of electromagnetic energy. They need to feed off of it in order to interact with us. If you've seen Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, any show like that, Kindred Spirits, name them, they constantly get their equipment drained. We have it happen to us, not quite as much. They're draining the equipment in order to fuel themselves up, just like us as live human beings, in order to interact. Then what happens is they'll do something, bang, make a noise, speak on the camera, whatever, and they'll burn that energy off.
The energy, so they need more.
Yes, so a camera has an EMF signature with meters of like 2 milligauss. It's nothing. Then once they drain the camera, there's nothing left to feed off of, okay? So I invented this energy box, which is basically a dual energy pump. I also have quartz crystals in here because quartz is a natural energy amplifier. When we power these up, we use 2 or 3 during an investigation. It lights up a localized area with energy for the spirits to use. We call out to them, we let them know where that energy is, and they come and have this all night, a constant, perfect energy source made up of the same energy they are to feed off of. The longer this box is on, the crazier the activity gets. Okay, if we stay in one room for a long time, it'll get crazier and crazier and crazier as they feed off this and get more power. Okay, it sounds weird, I get it, but it's true and it works. Okay.
So when we first walk in, we'll turn them all on so the energy is in the room. And Todd always announces why we're here, what we're here to do, what we're looking for, just trying to gather information to prove their existence. And so while he was moving around the equipment, I was just saying, come on in, we want to meet you. We have brought you a gift. We have this energy. And for some reason, all these spirits, I don't really know how it works, but they know us. No matter where we go, they know us. They know me by name. They know Todd.
Well, the
by
negative
name.
ones can, especially because they all kind of like demonic entities. If one knows you, they all know you. We do go around helping families who need help with hauntings. Okay, once you do that, they know you. They don't like getting kicked out of houses. They don't like people even proving their existence. The devil's biggest trick is proving that he didn't exist. Demonic entities, same thing. Think about our society. It's a stigma to talk about these things. If you said, I think there's a demonic entity in my house and it's tormenting me, people are going to look at you like you're crazy. Why? It makes it harder for you to get help. So who does that benefit? It benefits the negative entities. Yes. So that's kind of what Marissa's talking about. Here at Relatively Paranormal, we do go to famous places like Rolling Hills. We just went to the Oliver State in Middleborough. That's coming up. Lizzie Borden. We go all over the place. In October, we're going to the Haunted Victorian in Gardner, the S.K. Pierce house. But our favorite cases are helping out families who need us, because we got started doing this because we were tormented by nasty spirits, ones that held me down in bed, ones that threw things, hit our stuff, caused arguments, drained our energy, stuff like that. We know how it is. So if you do know somebody, or you yourself are experiencing strange activity in your house and you would like Relatively Paranormal to come and investigate, even if you're to appear on this show, we can keep your identity anonymous, or you can say who you are if that's not something you mind. We won't give out your address. We're just here to help. We have a saying at Relatively Paranormal: we don't judge. We don't charge you a penny, okay? We just help, okay? And that's really our main purpose, to research why these things happen, what these things are, why they're here. Another reason why we like to give spirits a voice, because we want answers, okay? And to help families. That's why it's in the beginning of this show. So if you do need help, go to our website, relativelyparanormal.com. Nice and easy. It is a link to everything. Our YouTube channel, where every one of our videos is, there's probably 50 plus on there. We put full investigations on there. We put old episodes of Wickedly Haunted on there. We put our best evidence clips on there. We put a lot of different stuff on there. Our Facebook page link is on there. We have a public Facebook group. If you'd like to join it, it doesn't cost anything. It's public. You can ask questions of us. You can see the things we post, upcoming events. You can see crazy evidence clips we come across, we put up there, stuff like
These
that.
other groups will also post stuff
Yes.
that they found too. So.
And at the end of the website, on the last page, there's a booking form. We can just put some basic information and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We also have a simple email, relativelyparanormal@gmail.com. Again, nice and easy. I also want to mention that we want to take this show to new heights. We want to go to the best places possible to bring you the best proof of the supernatural. We are currently looking for anyone who wants to sponsor the house. If you own a business and you would like to sponsor Wickedly Haunted so we can take this show to new heights, please, you can contact us through our website or our Gmail, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible again, okay? So now let's get back into our next video, which is the investigation of that room. You just saw us setting up that vortex room. Things did get a little bit dark in there. We're going to explain something real quick. We're just going to do a quick review of Rolling Hills Asylum, Paranormal Activity A+, okay? Location overall, it's pretty clean. It's not crumbling down in your face. You're not going to get hurt in there, so that was good. That's like a B, okay? The owner Sharon, very nasty person. Yes, she's an F-, okay? She did a lot of nasty stuff. If you go on Rolling Hills Asylum Google search and you read the reviews and you click the lowest reviews, you will see 500 reviews about things that were way worse than happened to us.
We don't even need to go into
Travelocity, Yelp, pick your site, hit lowest reviews, and you will be shocked at what she's done to people.
We think that maybe she's being affected. I think that she's being affected.
It could be, but I don't know that for sure. But the thing is, Marissa and I showed up 2 hours early. Again, we waited years to go here. We were super excited. We filmed that clip and a couple other clips in front of the building. We took some pictures, and all of a sudden, boom, the side door flew open, and this woman came outside screaming at us, asking us if we had tickets for the ghost hunt that night. We did. So then she said, "Wow, it's not till 8 o'clock," and basically kind of like threw us off the property. Okay? Yeah. So when we came back, we had all of our equipment, bags of it. We didn't even bring half of it in because we were basically horrified of the woman.
Nervous.
She searched us like we were at the airport, worse than the airport. Yeah. She went through like our bags, like routed through our stuff.
It was like a pat down. It was just.
Yeah, everything but the wand and the strip search. Those were the only things that didn't happen. And then she brought us in for this history tour. Just to show you how crazy she is. She wanted everybody's IDs and she wanted what paranormal group you're from, what's your website. And I took out my ID, and when I went to put it back in my wallet, I stood up, and she started screaming, "You can't film me! You can't film me!" I said, "Lady, I don't have a camera. I'm just I have a wallet. I'm trying to put my wallet back in my pants." Like, this is how the woman was, okay? So she asked us she saw our spirit box, the vortex, which is pretty big, and she asked us to keep the volume down with that, or she would confiscate it, okay? I felt like I was in high school, and keep it till the end of the day. Okay, like my teacher used to say to me. Okay, it was crazy. So the next clip you're going to see at the end of it, we had been in this room. It takes us 15, 20 minutes to set up any given room, okay, on the good side. We'd been investigating probably for about 15, 20 minutes after that, and somebody kicked in the door like it was the police on a drug raid. Like, boom, like, no, you're sitting there. Like I said, the things got a little dark in there. We're in the pitch black. We're investigating the paranormal. Things are happening all around us. And somebody boots at the door on you, and I had a vibration detector on the door and told the ghosts if they wanted to get our attention to knock on the door. So that's going off screaming. I cut it out, but Marissa swore because she got shocked. And this woman screams at us to shut off all our cameras, all of our voice recorders, even equipment that had nothing like this. Somebody shut this off like it was going to film her. And the reason was she did not want a record of how nasty she was about to be to us. You will hear in the clip that she treats us like we're 2 years old. Okay, and it was all about because we filmed a clip similar to the one you just saw at the beginning of the show, and this nutcase went on our Facebook page and our website and saw that we had posted this film up on the website and was screaming at us because we did not have a right, she said, to film the outside of the building. Now, granted, we had 7 cameras on the inside of the building, but to film the outside was an outrage, and we didn't have a right to talk about the history of the building that she screams from every rooftop
that's online, that's public record.
Yeah.
That we didn't have the right to do that. The reason why Marissa thinks she's affected is because somebody who's affected by a spirit there who's overprotective of the site would act like that. Okay, there's reviews where she attacks people outside for taking pictures who did not have tickets. Okay.
Anybody who slows down, like when they're driving by, you know, she chased some old person, pulled them out of a car or something.
That's crazy. We had to speed this up. But anyway, I kept my cool for once. Marissa was gonna unscrew her head and roll it down the hallway. I've never seen Marissa so mad in my entire life. And I knew how the woman was. It was just one of those people where it's a monologue, not a dialogue. Anything we even tried to say to her, she returned with, "I'll throw you out and keep your money then." And if you look at the reviews, that's all she does to people is throws them out and keeps their money for any reason at all. Some of them are like discriminatory, like honestly, like half of them.
Mm.
So anyway, you'll see her at the end of the clip. Okay, you know, so let's just roll that. The 99% of the clip is awesome, but the reason you see her at the end is because we tried for half an hour to get a figure to show up on our SLS camera, not the one you just saw, but the other one that does the stick figures all the time. And when she barged in the door, I swung around the camera without looking and caught an apparition on a chair twice without realizing it.
So finally got the apparition on the SLS camera, and of course she's in there like, shut that off, shut that off, shut that off.
On a good note, the video after that, no, 2 videos after that, you will see an awesome SLS apparition, or 3 of them, or 4 of them, I don't even know how many. And you'll get to see that. But I put her in there just because she ruined some footage and just so you can see what we were talking about in our review. So do not go there. Go anywhere but there. I don't care how good the paranormal activity is.
All right, let's
go to Gettysburg or anyone else. So roll that
clip.
clip and let's see the next video.
Let's move on and go to heaven.
Alright, so let's put that Watch as we finish setting up. The strange orb activity continues all around us. Remember, on that V2 camera, it uses 3D mapping like sonar, where it bounces out an infrared signal, hits a solid object. When it bounces back, the software then creates an image of whatever it hit. So those things you're seeing right there are solid objects. Even our other handheld infrared camera was picking up strange things within the room. They went back and forth, catching different and similar objects. Even the 4K camera that we have got into the act, catching similar orbs coming in from outside and swirling all around the room. It is very rare that we catch this type of activity on every single camera simultaneously. Any spirits, dead people, entities, any supernatural beings here. I'm going to put out a flashlight so we can communicate with you. Just twist the end on and off to turn it on and off. Okay, if that was you. 0. Go ahead, please turn it back on so we can ask some questions. Yeah. Can you please turn this on? Turn on the flashlight so we can ask you questions. We know you're in here, right? All the way that way.
Oh, it's flashing now. It's flashing now.
It is?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead, you got it. Try a little bit harder.
Good, turn it off.
You got it, you got it. So close.
Oops. Did it turn off all the way?
It was flashing on and off.
Okay, if you're a lady, can you please turn that off? Twist it completely the other way.
If you're a man, could you please turn that off? You were just doing it. Can you try it again for us? Or do you just want us to leave? We'll leave. It's okay.
Can you finish this knock right here? Example. What's incredible about the Powerless app saying the word example is that I just gave an example of shaving a haircut where I wanted them to knock twice to finish the bit. I'll tell you what, here. Here's another flashlight. I'm going to put there. Okay. I'm going to put this one here.
Oh, somebody shut it off.
Alright, can you shut that off all the way? Twist it all the way. The way you were just doing it. Or can you make it? Go ahead, twist it.
Turn it off.
Good job. Good job. Excellent. Use that energy. Twist. Oh, thank you. You turned the other light on. All right,
Oh,
that
excellent.
works. Very good.
So,
I'm glad you made yourself known here. Thank you. You want us to leave now?
is that it, I believe? Alright. Can you go ahead and shut that off if you're a lady? Are you a lady?
It says lean.
Are you a female?
Can you show me what you look like? Can you make yourself appear over here? That's a long, oh, there's still orbs coming in here. A long, dark hallway. I just heard noises. What was that? Someone over there? Would you like to join us over here? We brought something for you. My name is Marissa, and that's Todd. We came from Massachusetts to visit you, and bring you a gift. Would you like the gift?
Okay. I'll put this here. All you have to do is knock on this door, and it will let us know you're here. Okay? So all you have to do is knock on that door. Touch this. You didn't even have the antenna off, bro.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. I just put it up.
Oh, they're turning the flashlight on now. Good job.
Okay.
Excellent.
So, were you a patient here? In the infirmary? Shut the lights off if you were a patient here in the infirmary.
Okay. Did you pass away here? Can you try shutting both lights off? So what we'll do is, if the answer is yes, you can turn the light on, just one light. And if the answer is no, do not turn on a light. Okay?
There's a pitch dark in here. Please show yourself on this.
The word that came up is Satan.
Oh, lovely. Alright. Turn on the light if you would like to hear your voice.
Oh, the light's
Awesome.
on.
Alright. That I can comply with.
You have.
What I'm going to do is put this right,
Wait,
this box right there.
Did you hear that? You said you have. Satan, you have. Give you a voice, and it says you have, like we already have.
Oh my god, Mr. Oh my god!
What?
Dude, does you think that this pig just flew to the room? Oh my god, huge! Turn on the light if you just flew to the room right now in a mist-type form. Was that you I just saw? That was incredible. That was incredible.
It's an orb that you saw, right?
No,
Ooh, that's a
kind
great
of.
one.
Except
Welcome, everybody.
it was
Welcome.
this big, look, it was this big and it
Yeah.
looked like a tube that went through the room.
Yeah, I just had 2 of those.
It looked incredible. If that was you, please do that again. Can you do that again? Well, we're gonna let you hear your own voice.
You have a question?
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay, what's your name? There it goes. He doesn't like Todd, did you hear that?
He doesn't like Todd? Is that true?
Who doesn't like me?
Why doesn't he like Todd?
That cannot be true.
I find it hard to believe. He's a likable fella.
You love me, so
Are you sure? What's its name? Do you know the name of it?
Any demon or show yourself in front of me? What? Yeah, I came here to talk to the spirits of the Genesee County Poor Farm, the Genesee County Infirmary, and the Genesee County Nursing Home.
Infirmary.
Infirmary? So if you were here from the infirmary, please make the light go on.
Marissa begins taking pictures with the night mode on her camera phone. As you can see, she is in the frame and now I am in the frame. She is shooting the windows on the far side of the room. What she captured, what we discovered when we got home, was completely shocking. In this first picture, you can see a head in the window in shadow form being pointed out by the arrow. You're about to see a close-up shot of that same exact picture. In the next picture, the arrow is pointing out that same head, only it seems to have grown small horns on it. This is the very next picture that she shot. You're about to see a close-up of that picture. As you can see, there's the head, and it's got tiny little horns on top. Now in this last picture, it looks like it has grown full horns and is obviously some sort of demonic entity. Here's the close-up of that picture. That's one scary demon.
Shut that off, shut everything off. We're having a conversation.
Okay.
First, really, we didn't shut everything off first. The cameras, everything.
What?
This camera off, everything off. Everything off. Okay, wait a second. I want everything off. Start off too. I want your portal off.
Okay, so that was the lovely Sharon Coyle you saw at the end of the video. Such a nice, pleasant person. That's how she treats her customers over making a Facebook video. And as you can see, she was screaming at us to turn off all the equipment. So enough of the negativity. Everything else was pretty positive there because we came there for paranormal activity. We drove 8 hours to get it, and we got tons of it. Absolute tons of it. So after that, we wanted to get out of there and away from her as far as possible. We were already on the infirmary side of the building, so we marched straight up to the 3rd floor where there is a famous room of this nurse named Emma. Okay, the owner there told her name was Emmy. We heard the name Emma on one of our devices. We looked it up. Her name was Emma. Okay, now the reason why there's a nurse who has a room in the hospital is back then these county infirmaries or hospitals in the 1930s, the staff lived there, especially the nurses. They actually had a nursing shortage in the 30s because they had to live there. They had to work these crazy long hours. The working conditions were horrible. If you know anything about the way patients were treated in the early 20th century, was not good. Okay, the early 1900s was ugly, the way they treated people. It had a tuberculosis ward there, so those poor people were just dying. You're probably afraid to get sick yourself. There was obviously they called it an insane asylum at the time, like a mentally challenged, whatever you want to call it. What do they call those now? Psychiatric wards. They had a psychiatric ward. So we think this woman was overworked and just miserable as a result. Didn't give her a right to mistreat patients, but that was her reputation. She also was known to practice witchcraft and supposedly in the building. So that was one of the big things we wanted to find out, and that room was nuts. 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 Oh, everything we could hear, footsteps around us, banging, all sorts of stuff were going on in that room. We loved it.
I mean, it wasn't just the nurse in there. There were so many entities that came in.
Oh, yeah.
So many.
When we reviewed the evidence, we saw all sorts of weird things in that room. You're really going to enjoy these next 2 videos. If you have any questions or comments, please post them up.
And after this next video, we'll just do a quick 2-second analysis and get to any questions or comments you have. We're happy to answer, or any questions. You know, we want the show to be interactive, so please get involved. Get involved. Let's make this fun. So let's roll that next video of the nurse's room. Really good stuff.
That's what we do for ghosts sometimes, right?
What's that?
That's like, yo, somebody walking behind me. For real.
You sure?
Yeah. Listen. Okay, come on, let's go.
I did tell them they could follow us.
Hey, nurse Emily, it's Todd.
Oh, nurse, sorry about that.
We come in to visit. We brought you lots of energy.
Excuse me, ma'am, it's okay to come in?
We hang out in here with you for a while.
Oh, I love this room, it's gorgeous.
This room is fresh.
Very nicely decorated. You have wonderful taste.
While still setting up, we had turned on our 2 power plant energy boxes, and as you can see, spirits were flooding in from all over the infirmary.
I can see. Oh, no, you shot over your head. Oh, another creepy thing. They're flying everywhere, Marissa. They're all over the place in here.
Hi, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, everywhere in here. Whoa.
Let's watch in super slow-mo. Not only are orbs flying everywhere, but a strange anomaly flies in front of Marissa, then shoots out right in front of her and flies the other way. It's one of the weirdest things we have ever seen during an investigation.
Any spirits, entities, dead people, supernatural beings who'd like to come down and talk to us, we have lots of energy.
So, hi, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Come on in.
My name's Marissa.
Todd show yourself.
Okay. Did you see that coming to Campbell, Massachusetts to see you? And hopefully give you a voice if you have a few minutes to speak with us. We're trying to prove the existence of spirits.
This is cell phone, okay, we used to call people, but technology has come so far nowadays. So what I have is Jenny.
Well, first of all,
Wait, this is called Jenna. What was it called?
Genesee.
Genesee. Will you hear what it's called? Genesee? Genesee Port Farm?
No, she worked at the Genesee County Infirmary. Turn off the light if you worked at the infirmary. Go ahead, turn it off.
The infirmary. Oh, okay, thank you.
Big question, Nurse Emmy, just because, like I said, this isn't me saying this at all. This is not me. But we saw on a show or a book, whatever you want to call it, that you were a witch. If you practiced witchcraft, can you turn off the light? If you practiced witchcraft.
Patrick.
Hey, Nurse Emmy, can you shut off the light for a second so we can ask you another question, please? Ooh, do you hear that?
Okay, Nurse Emmy?
Nurse Emmy, was it dark witchcraft? Turn off the light if you practice dark witchcraft. Was it dark?
Last name.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Oh, she shut off the light, Marissa. Cool. Nurse Emmy, can you turn on the light if you conjured things in this room? Bad things? Did you conjure things here? Oh, the light went right on, Marissa.
Again, this strange apparition appears. It flies out of the wall, then past Marissa. Let's check it out again in slow motion replay. Notice its transparent qualities and intelligent movements.
Manipulate this and make your picture of your face right here. So if you want to take a photo with me, we would do, okay, we'll put this right here. And we'll take a photo together, okay? So I'm going to count to 3. And on 3, we'll say cheese and smile. We'll try to get your photo, okay? 1, 2, 3. Cheese.
Use the static. Emmy, use the static so we can see your face.
There you go, you're getting it. Use the static.
Take all the energy in this room and use it.
Ready? I'll try counting again. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. 7. Go ahead, you can do it.
See your pretty face.
Go ahead, Emmy.
I would love to be able to say I took a photo with a famous woman.
With a famous woman.
Tons of energy in this room. Use it.
Please do. We brought it here for you. You're getting close. Death, yeah, we know you passed away. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Did you hear me?
I did.
It was beautiful.
Well, hey, he said, I'm not nurse something. Is nurse Emmy in this room? Is nurse Emmy in this room?
Intersection, she's crossing the room.
I am. Not. Who are you then? Let's see what. Todd? Are you? Yes. Do what?
I'm walking to the back of the room to put down one of my energy pumps I call the power plant. It is one of our big secrets as to how we catch the huge amount of paranormal activity. Now watch what happens now that I have put the power plant back there. As you can see, there are orbs ripping around everywhere now.
Ghost is angry? Who's the ghost?
Amelia.
What's the ghost's name? Emmy? Did that just say Emmy?
This is one of the largest amount of spirit energy orbs we have ever seen flying around the room at one time, and they're all coming from the back of the room towards the front. The back of the room where the power plant energy pump is doing its job, flying all around the room, powered up. The spirit energy orbs are the brightly lit, flashing, intelligently moving, fast ripping orbs that are flying around everywhere. Dust looks like snow. It floats around aimlessly. It does not look like a large circle. It is not perfectly round. It does not flash. It basically just looks like snow flashing around. What we're seeing here is nothing short of remarkable. Wow.
Okay, so obviously we had a couple of energy pumps running in that room the whole time we were in there. It's the first thing we do. That's what we just spoke of. The reason why I showed me putting this on the chair is because when we reviewed the video, we noticed that when I put it on the chair, that they went from kind of shooting around the room to shooting to and from the pump. And as they shot away from the pump, they were brighter flashing, and they were just going nuts. Like they explode. They went from, a few everywhere. Sure, they were all over the place, but it just exploded from that area at that point. And that chair is going to play a huge role in the final and best video of the night. Trust me, we saved the best one to last. Believe me when I say that. And that chair plays a huge role in it. So I placed the power plant pump there, and
it gives you a visual as to what the energy actually does for the spirits. They go from kind of like weak, and then all of a sudden, that's just like, it's much brighter. It's like putting new batteries into something. It's more powerful.
We see this everywhere we go, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's usually instantaneous. I'll give myself a shameless plug. I do sell these on Facebook Marketplace, Etsy, eBay, and Mercari. They are for real ghost hunters who want to go to locations and have instant activity and have it all night long. And I kid you not when I say that. Go to our YouTube channel, check it out. You'll see what I mean. You just saw a lot of it, okay? Believe me, it's not something that we need the money for. It's something that we are doing for real ghost hunters to be able to experience what we've experienced the last couple of years, and so that we can see crazier evidence too. Don't get me wrong, I'm taking the money, but Marissa talked to me about it. I didn't want to do it. I kind of wanted to hog them for ourselves, but I agreed that was kind of selfish, so that's why we do it.
People should know, they should know about it. This is what the spirits need. So if you're going to try to communicate with the spirits, offer them something. People
have made these sort of pumps for a while, but not to this quality, not to this level, not 2 pumps in one box, not with the crystals, not with the way I align them. I align the pumps to make a sort of vortex with the energy. It sounds freaky, but do the research. Do the research on electromagnetic energy, their interaction with quartz like I have, like Marissa has. We've talked about this at length. I A lot of trial and error went into it, and now it just works. But it's all science-based. This isn't just me like.
You need to have the exact ingredients, to make the perfect potion.
It has to be done properly. But anyway, I digress. So the last room, we're still in the nurse's room. And as I mentioned before, the longer these are in the room, the crazier things get. That chair plays a huge role in it. It has a power plant sitting in it. If you have any questions or comments, again, please put them in. What we've decided to do is if there are any, we'll answer them at the end of the show after this last video. And before we get into the last and best video, I just want to mention again that if you need Relatively Paranormal's help, if you need Marissa and I and Brandon to come help investigate your house to either validate that what you're experiencing is real, to see if there's anything there at all, to cleanse your house if there's something negative there, we can try to rid your house of something negative.
You just want validation.
Any of that stuff, we are here to help and we do not charge.
Nope.
Okay, and we can keep it anonymous. And again, just go to relativelyparanormal.com. There's a booking form at the end if that's something you want to do. If you're just interested in our videos and our evidence, and believe me, it's well worth it. Relativelyparanormal.com has links to our YouTube channel, which is also Relatively Paranormal, if you just want to search it. And our Facebook group, which is also Relatively Paranormal. We try to keep it simple. We're trying to keep it simple, believe me. I paid to have that web domain just to keep it simple all the way around. So, any which way you want to try it. And again, if you do own a business, a small business or something like that, big business, doesn't matter, and you would like to sponsor us, we would be thrilled to have a sponsor. We'll wear your t-shirts. If you own a boutique, Marissa will wear your clothes. She looks great in all clothing, believe me, she looks great.
We do commercials. We'll do a commercial, or we can actually do a commercial for you, or if you have something that you want us to air.
Yeah, I do all the videos. Marissa and I review the evidence. I do all the videos right here, all those great videos. And we can come do a commercial for your business. We can do PSAs, all different, costs for what you want. We do banners, all that good stuff. So we would love to have a main sponsor, any sponsors, anything like that. Please contact us at relativelyparanormal@gmail.com, and we will get back to you as soon as possible and let you know what different programs we have available. So let's get to the best video of the night. We say the best last, believe me. Let's roll that last video. We'll take any questions or comments at the end of the show, and we'll wrap it up from there.
Saw that.
Okay, can I ask? Don't you move. It's on the desk. Hi. Oh my God. Oh, hello. I saw you at the desk. Can you come back?
Oh, thank you for joining us.
I saw you right at the. Who did I see at the desk just now?
Oh my God, yes, you want to talk to me.
Who was at the desk?
Samuel?
It's cool. Look at the ceiling or something.
No, it's still there.
I'm telling you that what I saw flew up into the ceiling. I'm not telling you what you're seeing. I'm telling you what a stick figure appeared and flew up into the ceiling. That's what I'm telling you now.
Where is it now?
No. Where are you in the room?
Yes.
It's in my last name. What's my last name?
Heard that. Heard it.
That was messed up.
Only
Punch.
if you're one would know that.
Oh, look, I got it. Down by the chair myself. Down by the chair. Hi, can you wave to me down there? I said down by the chair.
There's only one thing would know that.
Can you hear me? Down by the chair.
Yeah.
I got two. I got one by the desk. Hi, guys. How many spirits are in this room? Can you wave? Oh my God, I just flew into the wall. Oh, it's back. Oh my God, they're both gone. That was awesome. Thank you so much. That was so awesome that I saw you. Who did I just see? Who did I just see? Rose, did you just say your name was Rose?
Yes.
Help us? How can I help you? See if I can find him again back down here.
What's really incredible here is you need to realize that we're hearing an argument between spirits, ghosts, possibly a demon, all over the identity of what is actually popping up on our SLS camera.
Oh my God, wait, something turned the flashlight on my phone book.
Whoa! Don't tell me to show that, tell that camera. Be careful of that camera. But, well, you're out of the box, homie. What's up? You just gonna sit in a chair? Can you raise your hand? Go like this. Wave your hand in the air. And when you get it, just wave your hand. Whoa. Flashlight. All the hookers are. Oh, I'm not going to turn this. Who's right in front of me on this wall? That light's flashing up. The red light at the bottom of the screen is still flashing, right? The record light.
Well, how much taller than I
It's massive.
am?
Are you Roy? Are you Roy? Right there? Roy, can you wave? Can you shake my hand? Roy, can you shake my hand? Is that Roy? What did you just say? Okay, I hear what you're saying. What's he doing? Well, look at that. So what? Look at this thing as hell.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you're a pretty freaky guy right there. Oh my God. What's your name? Eamon Day, what's your name? You hear that?
Hey, buddy, what's up? Is that what you're saying? Why are you cleaning your neck out at me? You trying to get hard? Feeling froggy? Yeah?
Todd Marissa.
You know what it said? Buddy, you're a big boy, huh? Does he live here? Does this guy live here? Who does? So what is he doing? What is this guy doing? He's up on the, look up, he's pulling the usual stuff, Marissa. I always get confused as to which way they're going. Look at him. Whoa! Whoa! What are you doing, buddy? Look at him. Am I away from that other camera? Am I out of the way from the camera? Whoa!
At this point, we are so excited because we have watched this entity climb up the wall over the desk and start climbing up on the ceiling. That and the fact that he is ginormous. He's over the desk right now. Look at his size in comparison to the desk at the bottom of the screen. You can see the plant and all the other stuff on top of the desk right between his legs up there. This guy is huge. It's been rare that we have seen an SLS figure this large, especially one up on the ceiling right above us.
Hey, is he on the ceiling? What's he doing on the ceiling? What's he doing? It looks like he's punching at the air or something. Are you trying to get at me, honey? Well, it feels like polar weight. Is this guy like right above me? Is he right above me? What's he trying to do? Get out? Oh, he's trying to make me get out? Yes? He's pretty big. What does he look like? Tell me what he looks like. What does he look like? Okay. Does he have horns? Yes. Does he have goat feet? Did you get that? Oh, he's gone! He's gone. Yes, what I did. So are you saying that? Look back to the chair. So, who's in the chair? The two? Him? So he left this young went back to the chair. Oh, you know what he's doing, Marissa? He's re-energizing.
Oh, yeah.
He's re-energizing. He's using my power box over there, isn't he?
What?
For what? What's he trying to do? Missy, he's trying to use the power plant. This is me. Get over here and like shoot this. Look at this flashlight's going off everywhere. Turn on the flashlight if he's using my power plant to get energy. Turn it off if he's using the power plant. Oh, we better get out of here.
Alright, that's how it's done. We have to leave here.
Alright, we gotta get going. We gotta go to another spot. Do you wanna come with us? Shoot the flashlight. Turn off the light if you wanna come with us.
What?
Does the thing in the chair mean us harm?
No.
What? Hey, what? It's time for us to move on. But this dude, look at him. He is a great show. Oh, look. Give me a chair so I can put this on while we back up. Yes, sir. Give me a chair of some sort so I can put this on while we back up. All right, buddy, you want to sit down there?
After almost 11 minutes of this amazing SLS camera footage encounter with several spirits inside this room, it is finally almost over, except for this entity has one more trick up its sleeve that you are not gonna believe. It's out of control. One of the most insane things we've ever seen on an SLS camera, coming up in about 2 seconds.
Whoa, look at him. He's back, watch out, he's back right there. He's right, look at him. Look at him. Whoa, buddy. What are you doing?
Holy crap. Oh my god. Wait, his butt's like all...
Just when you thought that SLS encounter couldn't get any crazier, we ended up with the most insane ending of all.
Is he back there, homie? No? That was crazy. That was crazy.
That was a big guy.
Did you see what he did? He was sideways across that thing.
Yeah, a little frightening.
What? Don't ever show fear. Never show fear. Ever. It was incredible. It was incredible. Listen, it was incredible evidence of supernatural thing. Okay, and once again, now that's what I call proof, right? That's what it was. Point to there. Look, show them. That entryway, he was sideways from here to here. That was crazy. That was crazy. Sorry, buddy. I have to take that back. Wow. Now that was proof that ghosts exist for sure.
Yeah.
What was that?
There's you.
They're all
Sally House. Sally House? What the?
That's not good.
What the?
That's not good. That's not good. Are you saying that? Stop for a second. Stop for a second. Turn off that light. Turn off the light. Why don't you shut up? Turn off the light if that's the same demon from the Sally house. Turn off the light. Shoot that. Oh my god, it went off. So turn on the light. Are you saying that's the same demon as in the Sally house? In Kansas or wherever that is? Is that what you're saying? The one that looks like a bird? What was the guy's name from the Sally house with the blonde hair? The guy with a tap all the time, remember keeping that burn on the back of his neck?
Yeah, I just can't remember. The light's on.
Yeah, that's not good at all. We're gonna have to deal with this.
Todd, this doesn't pop up anywhere.
What, that word?
Yeah,
No.
the two word.
There's no...
Oh, it says phantom now.
What you're looking at is the screen from our Paralyst device showing that the words Sally House came up on the device. The reason why we were so freaked out is that the Sally House is a famous demonic haunting in Atchison, Kansas, where in the mid-1990s, Tony and Deborah Pickman were tormented for years by an entity that they thought was a little girl, but turned out to be a horrific demonic entity that ripped Tony to shreds on a daily basis, clawing him and just ripping him apart. It is a very negative and nasty demon, and certainly not one we wanted to come across. There is no way that those two words came up out of nowhere just by accident. Whatever this was in this room was saying it was the same demon that was at the Sally House.
Okay, so the Sally House, okay, just so you know, first of all, we come across a phenomenon all the time where when we shut off the Vortex Spirit Box and we start shutting off different pieces of equipment that they can use to communicate and make themselves known through, that will go to the next piece of equipment.
Jump to the next one that's still on, you know?
The Perilous app says very compelling things all the time.
It does.
Okay, we didn't realize that, I don't know if you noticed in the previous videos, it said Sally House through the Vortex 3 times. It said demon from the Sally House, demon from the Sally House. The Sally House is one of the most famous demonic hauntings in the history of the United States. We've seen it on Paranormal Witness, A Haunting, other shows. And that man, Tony Pickman, got shredded. I mean, that's a real picture of him. You can see some of those cuts are old, fresh, brand new. I mean, it was crazy. At the end, he was almost possessed. He left the last day because he was having thoughts of killing his family. That poor guy went through hell and back. And originally, for like the first year living there, they thought it was a ghost named Sally, a little girl. And the wife was obsessed with this ghost. They gave her a room in the house and were putting toys in there and a bed, like treated this
Like
this
their
ghost.
own daughter.
Yes,
You know?
freaky. And it turned out to be a huge demonic entity.
But this is the thing, is that the device that spits out words usually only spits out one word at a time. Sally House is not in a dictionary. It's not, you know, those two words don't ever come
It would
together.
never happen.
You know, they would just never come together.
But the
We
fact that it
happen
came
to
out,
know what the Sally House is.
yeah, the demon in that room knew that we knew,
Right.
basically.
Right.
And it knew that I had just told Marissa, she said, oh, I said, did you see that thing? And she said, yeah, of course. What did you say? It was kind of scary or something?
Kind of freaky, yeah.
No, you said it
Oh
was
no,
freaky.
it's kind of frightening.
Frightening.
Mhm.
Okay, and we have a rule: we don't show fear, because these things, if you show fear, they will latch onto you and they will not let go. Okay, they like negative emotions, and the biggest ones are fear and anger, and they like to bring those out because demonic entities will feed off that. So we don't show fear. If you notice, I don't show fear. I go right back at him. I mean, I asked him if he was feeling froggy. We were laughing at it because I asked the demonic entity if he was feeling froggy and he wanted to leap. When he was taking up half the wall and the ceiling, his legs, that desk was huge. His legs were on either side.
And the human spirits are like, Todd, stop. Todd, stop.
Yeah,
That's
and-
not a person.
And the other reason why we called the big thing Roy is because there's a man who lived at that place for 50 years. He was dropped off there as a child. He had gigantism. He was 7.5 feet tall or something. So we thought that was him at first. I didn't know that that was a 7.5 foot demonic entity.
Right. So the other spirits are telling us that is not Roy.
Yeah.
That is not Roy. So
Yeah.
Roy does have a room there. Roy is a person, an entity that is in that building. That's very, very tall. But that
You can
was
hear
not-
some of that stuff on the spirit box, but not all of it. We didn't hear the Sally House 3 times, that's for sure. I heard it in review and I was stunned.
Yeah.
But for that to happen, so that is really crazy. That's why the demon said that to us, because he knew it would stop us in our tracks when I said, don't show fear, never show fear. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll show you something frightening. And he busted that out. And that's why I stopped dead in my tracks, my jaw drops. Okay, I still wasn't frightened. I thought it was an awesome piece of evidence. But still, it did stop me in the middle of what I was saying about not being scared, for
And
sure.
it is absolutely evidence that demons or someone who has, what is it, preternatural knowledge? Is that what
Preternatural knowledge, yes, they know the future. They know everything about you, me, everybody. Okay, they know everything about you, believe it or not. Okay, really freaky stuff. They know every bad thing you've done. They will bring it out.
They
Like
know
if you tried
everything
to
in
do
the
an
past.
exorcism.
They already know
Right.
things in the future. They know everything about you. And
Yes. So let's take whatever questions and comments there were during the show and answer those. And next week we will be doing part 2 of Rolling Hills Asylum. And from what we have seen of the video, we go down low, tunnels, morgues. I got attacked. We'll get into that next week. I really got attacked for the first time in history.
Even better, even better.
So let's
Then we had.
see what questions and comments there were.
Better.
What does it say? Here you go. Erica Rain. Ramos?
Oh, hi, Erica.
Oh, hey guys, it said. Oh, hey, what's up? What does that say?
You'll have to read it.
Look into the south end of New Bedford, Mass, in the south end on the corner of Ruth and McGirt. At the building is called the Camel House.
Yeah.
Ask the tenant on the second floor. They will tell you themselves. Ask for Tony when I was living in one of the apartments and had experiences there. Okay, cool. Thank you for the lead. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
We love local hauntings. That's for
great.
sure.
Thank you so much.
That's for sure. So I guess that's it for the comments and the questions for tonight. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate all the support. We hope you enjoyed the show. Coming up in the next few weeks, we have Rolling Hills Asylum Part 2. Then we went to Anawan Rock, site of an Indian massacre in Middleborough, Massachusetts.
No, Anawan Rock, Rehoboth.
Over Rehoboth, yes. Anawan Rock, Rehoboth, yes. Okay, sorry. I have brain damage. That's okay. We went to Village Cemetery, a notoriously haunted place in Rehoboth that was crazy, full of activity.
Yes.
We went to the haunted Oliver Estate, a pre-Revolutionary War mansion in Middleborough that was off the chain. We had 2-parter on that.
Yes, that's awesome.
So we have a ton of good episodes coming up. So tune in every week, and we'll have great stuff for you every time.
One more comment.
Oh, there is. Okay, what's the thing? Can you read that now?
I can't see it from here. I'm sorry.
It's tough getting over there. I am new to your page. How do you continue to see your footage? Which page? If it's the Facebook page, you're better off going to our website, relativelyparanormal.com. I just put a video player widget on there, which attaches to every video that we have on YouTube. So if you just go to our relativelyparanormal.com, you scroll down about halfway, you'll see a couple videos, and then you're going to see a video player, and it just scrolls through our videos constantly.
It
And
goes like from the left to the right.
Yeah,
As
you
long
can
as
click
you
through them.
keep scrolling through them, you'll see all of them.
There's 50 plus videos,
50,
so yeah, you'll be able to see all the videos on our website.
And we for the most part are on here every Friday. We try to get here on every Friday, and every other Friday.
And you can go to YouTube and just search Relatively Paranormal. Please subscribe while you're there. Hit the notification bell.
Yeah.
We got a lot of great videos coming out, but please subscribe. We need your support. The Facebook page, I just put limited evidence on there and stuff, but YouTube page and relativelyparanormal.com, you can see all of our videos, all of our evidence on there. And thank you for the question. We appreciate it. And thank you again for tuning in. We will see you next week. We've had fun. We've hoped you've had fun.
Yeah.
Wickedly Haunted.
Have a great weekend.
We're out of here.
Bye.